The detectives that were given the job to investigate the murder and the assassination of Kaspul Member of Parliament Honorable Charles Ong'ondo, where have uncovered some thrilling details on the man that is believed to have taken the life of the said MP. Now, according to the details that are currently unfolding, CCTV footages have been gathered around Nairobi as the members of parliament try to trace the movements. Not the members of parliament, sorry. The detectives try to trace the movements of the member of parliament from when he left the parliament yesterday to when he reached the place where he was gunned down at Valley Road at the roundabout near City Mortuary. Now, according to the intel that we are receiving, the face of the man that really went ahead to fire the shots that killed one Charles Ong'ondo has been uncovered. According to the details, Charles, the man that fired the shots that killed Charles Ong'ondo has been placed at the Parliament building the moment that Charles Ong'ondo left the building, and has also been placed at the first stopover that Charles Ong'ondo made at Wabera Street around Standard Street in Nairobi, where the bodyguard to Charles Were went to deposit an amount of money amounting to 20,000 Kenyan shillings, and then the said person has again been placed at the crime scene where bullets were fired, leading to the fatal death of one Charles Ong'ondo. Now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take you back to the Parliament building. At the Parliament building, the way the members of Parliament live, they live under very, very secrecy means. There is no member of parliament who leaves the parliament building with their windscreen down. Hawatokangi pale kama vioo za magari zao zipo chini. They leave the parliament building ensuring that their secretive lives are guarded and they maintain the secrecy. When one Charles Ong'ondo left the parliament, he was leaving the parliament. It seems the man that was trailing his vehicle had the details of the type of car that the man was driving that day. Remember, Charles Ong'ondo does not drive one car. He's a member of parliament. And yesterday, he was driving a Saloon Crown Toyota. He was driving a Crown. That is the car that he was driving. A KDM 736, I think, the number plate. Now, this car, it hasn't been common for him to use the said car. The man uses a TX Prado in comparison to this saloon car. But yesterday, when he left his house, he came with the said Toyota, with the said Crown to the parliament, where the business of the parliament, and I tell you, the reason why even he came with this small car is because he had to attend the parliamentary sitting yesterday. The parliamentary sitting that was happening yesterday, the finance bill here 2025-2026 was being tabled. And so he had to attend it. Now, he came with this small car. He couldn't use the big cars. I don't know the reason behind him not using the big Gaslas. But after arriving, and at the moment when it came to leave the parliament building, the CCTV cameras around the parliament went ahead to place the said man who is suspected to be the assassin loitering around the parliament building, around Bunge Towers, according to the intel that we are receiving. Now, when the vehicle that was carrying Charles Ong'ondo left the parliament building, The said figure, who is said to be the main suspect in the assassination of Charles Ong'ondo Were, trailed Charles Ong'ondo's car from the Parliament building on the back of a motorcycle. He was being carried by a motorcycle. So he was being carried by a motorcycle until they reached to Abera Street, which is around the standard street, Wabera Street there. After arriving at Wabera Street, according to the intel that we are receiving, Charles Ong'ondo Were stopped there and instructed his bodyguard to go and deposit an amount of 20,000 shillings in a nearby M-Pesa. He, together with his PA and the driver, were left in the car. And when the bodyguard went and these people were left in the car, it is seen the said man who was trailing Charles Ong'ondo Were. He alighted the motorbike, left the motorbike far behind, then trailed the vehicle, carrying a briefcase, and passed around the car several times, looking at where Charles was seated in the said vehicle. I mean, he was scouting for where Charles was seated in the vehicle, so that when it comes to the time to take the shoot, he won't miss. He would ensure that his shots would do the fatal damage that they did, and they would take the life of the man. The man did the scouting. The man did everything. And that's why we are seeing, according to the intel that we are receiving, and even the military, the investigative bodies yesterday, when they were doing their investigation and when they arrived at the scene, and when they looked at the body of Charles Ong'ondo Were and the situation the car was, they said, this is not just a passerby or a man with a bad blood against the MP. This was a hit, a clean hit by a hitman who knew what they were doing. They had the precision, the training, and they were so calm when executing the act. That is why the CCTV footages, according to what has been revealed, the man passes around the car several times. Anapita mara ya kwanza, ya pili na ya tatu, kulingana na kanda za CCTV ambazo kwa sasa zimeweza kupatikana na madetective ama majasusi kutokea katika kitengo cha upelelezi cha DCI. Now, when this car of Charles Ong'ondo Were left Wabera Street after the bodyguard finished depositing the 20,000 Kenyan shillings into the M-Pesa of Charles Ong'ondo Were, they left. Aliingia kwa gari na wakaondoka. They left headed towards Ngong Road. Now they took the Valley Road. Wakiwa kwenye Valley Road, the said man akapanda kwa pikipiki. The man that was driving him, the boda guy that was driving him, they were both together. So he again boarded the motorbike and trailed now the car, sure of the position that Charles Ong'ondo Were was seated. When they arrived at, around Valley Road, around the city mortuary, the traffic lights ndizo zilifanya nini? Ndizo zilimpea the time now to pull the heat. A car was in front. One car was in front of the saloon car that was carrying Charles Ong'ondo Were, the member of parliament. So they were waiting for the green light to come so that they will pass. They were on the right light. They were waiting for the green light. Now, when they stopped, this assassin or this hitman alighted the motorbike, proceeded, alafu akazunguka gari. Imagine the man knew on how he was moving. Alikwenda akazunguka gari until to the passenger's window, to the co-driver's window, and then he pulled his gun out. It is a gun, according to the shells that have been recovered there. He fired 4 shots. We were told earlier there were 6 shots, but currently the detectives have confirmed to us that they were 4 shots. The first shot broke the window. I mean the window, or the co-driver's window. After kuvunja kioo, then he proceeded now pumping 3 bullets straight into the body of Charles Ong'ondo, and then akaretaliate and he went back to the motorbike and then left through Gong Road, returning to town. And until then, nobody has caught the said assassin. Now, the DCI, according to the intel we have, they have gathered enough info. Now they're trying to trail the whereabouts of the said motorbike. They are trying to trail the whereabouts of the said motorbike because they believe that once they get hold of the said motorbike, they have gotten hold of the person that was fearing the assassin, and they have gotten hold of the assassin. Are we together? Now, hapo ndio upelelezi umefikia. Hapo ndio ujasusi umefikia. Kulingana na takwimu yote nzima na karata yote nzima, kama jinsi ambavyo nimeisikiza na nimepata kuisoma, inaonekana huyu mtu aliweza kumfuata na kumtrail Charles Ong'ondo. Sio siku ya kwanza kumfuata, haijakuwa mara ya kwanza. This is somebody, it has been premeditated. Ni kitu ambacho alikipanga. It took time to learn the movements. Akajua leo jamaa anakwenda bunge na atakwenda bunge na gari hili, na hili gari ndilo atatoka nalo, and then followed until when the time came to execute the assassination. Na ndipo aliweza kunyakua bastola na kufyetua risasi 3, zilikuwa 4, moja ya kuvunja kioo na 3 zilizoingia kwa mwili wa Charles Ong'ondo na kumaliza pale pale kwa roundabout aliyokuwa. They tried to rush him to the hospital. The hospital tried to resuscitate him, but they couldn't. The man had gone. Now, hapo ndio upelelezi umeweza kufikia. Maoni yako ni yapi mtazamaji? As we continue keeping updated with the investigation na jinsi ambavyo mambo yanakuendelea, make sure una subscribe.